loved this woman, you knew her life. Do you have some idea who did?
It was my son.
I was walking, like I always do. I didn't know where I was. I've told you this many times.
It is just such a coincidence, isn't it? I was having an affair with her and you were there, just as I was or just had been.
Planning to frame her now?
Were you following me?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Were you following me, Grace?
You dare say
Guys, you're in public.
Grace!
Why would you want to make a selfie with her? What was that about? That couple. What are you doing with those pictures? Just sending them around to your friends? Hey, look who I met.
They have a strong case, no question. But it's circumstantial. Nobody saw anything. They don't have a murder weapon. Their case is vulnerable.
Hold up a minute. I just realized. They didn't even tell us about his idea. He said he had an idea who did it, or who could have done it.
I can't imagine that the word of a devoted wife would carry much weight.
Are you devoted, Grace?
I'm here. Under the circumstances, I think I deserve a medal.
Educated working professionals, just like you. These two have been cheated on by their husbands. Just like you.
So it all depends on you. And the evidence you will find last minute, I assume.
We piggyback on the algorithms of both Amazon and Google. I know where they go shopping, where they go to eat, where they go on vacation. We know it all.
You know it all. I find that hard to believe.
We need to offer up another suspect.
Well, what about his alibi?
Oh, it stinks. I can nick it.
It stinks. What the fuck is his alibi? Isn't it about time we get to know that? I mean, the police ruled him out. Completely. Because of that alibi. And yet she says it stinks. Excuse me? What's going on?
Feel his hand. Feel hers.
That's the face of a woman madly in love.
I'm not feeling that.
What is the point of this?
The point is that you two need to be one in the room. You'll be giving testimony every single day, every single minute of this trial.
Yeah, they just did in the park.
He sexually penetrated her. That he
You
then
pig.
violently, savagely beat her to death.
They actually have no evidence for that last part, since the murder weapon still vanished.
She was first discovered by her 10-year-old son, Miguel. She was hit with a...
Oh yeah, right. That little guy is a suspect too.
It could have been a hammer, like this one.
So I assume the hammer will show up, huh?
Just kept hitting and hitting
We've been there.
and hitting.
Can't you squeeze out some tears, maybe?
My client made love to Eleanor Alves on January 8th.
He did not sexually penetrate her, he made love.
Somebody else hit Eleanor Alves with that sculpting hammer. It continued after she was dead. That's hatred.
Maybe she asked for it. Maybe it was more of a suicide. Assisted suicide.
Once the defense comes up with its own theory, the jury expects that they're going to have some evidence behind it. And the idea that the husband did this, there's no evidence for that as far as I know.
There's no evidence for Jonathan either. Only thing they can prove is that they had sex and that's it. Can't wait to hear his alibi. They better tell us. Just ridiculous that we're in episode 5 and we still don't know where he was that night. The focus was on the sun again. I kinda hope it was the sun, just so I can say I called it in episode 1.
Hello?
What are you wearing? Oh, don't tell me you come home for a bit of sex. He's finally done it. Finally managed to pull her on his side.
I'm fine. No, you're not. I saw them. I saw them together.
The plot thickens. So he knew about it.
They weren't doing anything. I mean, they weren't kissing or anything, but I knew. And
Come on, they didn't even do anything, so how would you know?
he saw that I saw. He knew that I knew. I put you in a terrible position, a position no
Everyone
judgment.
apparently knew.
I wanted to tell you. I wanted to tell you, but I just...
Well, there wasn't really anything to tell, according to what I've just seen. And unfortunately, it doesn't feel like they're setting him up to be the killer. God damn it.
You let him see you with her at his school. And you know that he saw you. You know he did. And he fucking worships you. He would do anything for you. Anything. You know that.
Anything like kill her?
Jonathan, what?
Jonathan?
You did that to our son.
Oh, they're overplaying that. Daddy talked with a woman. Wow, big deal.
Identified as Elena Alves by her husband, though any facial recognition was difficult to discern.
I'd like to show you a series of photographs.
Couldn't they have warned them? Especially since there are kids present.
The DNA that belonged to the husband, Fernando Alves. You cannot scientifically exclude the possibility it was left the night before, can you? Did you not hear my question, Detective?
I did, and I also heard your opening statement. It was offensive.
Just like showing these pictures without warning. What's his deal? Why is he defending the husband? These two had an affair or what?
He had an alibi.
A man with motive.
Yeah,
His
please
son
tell
was
me.
with him. They were together at the family apartment over 10 blocks away.
His 10-year-old son. He was awake the whole time?
So that was his alibi? He was at home with his son?
Street cameras, however, did capture your client.
Anybody else?
No.
Excuse me? Why are you lying now? Ooh. You people didn't expect this piece of muck.
Where was this taken?
Are you suggesting she killed her?
I'm actually not. What I am suggesting is that you just lied.
Yeah, why did he? Doesn't make any sense.
We had and still have no reason to believe she ever entered the dwelling, nor there was any of her DNA present.
If her DNA had been present, you would have considered her a suspect.
Of course, but it wasn't.
Then what about the husband?
His was.
Fernando Alves had an alibi.
A weak one.
Yes.
I doubt his son was awake
His
throughout the
sleeping
night.
son.
Can't believe that was the big alibi. It's a joke.
Dad,
Yeah.
they're calling the detective a squirmy worm. They're saying, like, can't make the prosecutor feel good having your whole case ride on a squirmy worm.
Turn the phone off. Go for it. Thank you.
Thank you. Did you?
What are they doing? They just go have a snack in public together? Why has nobody called reporters yet?
Your mum told me that you saw me and Elena Alves at school. I'm really sorry about that.
I think we're gonna win. Do you?
What was that look? Like it's such an outrageous thing that she told him.
If we can survive this trial, I think this family can survive.
All right.
Don't you?
We're not
Let's
talking
talk
about
about
it
it.
now. It's not the time.
You tell your patients that marriages can go on even after somebody cheats.
How would you know what she tells her patients? Excuse me?
Is that a lie or
No,
do you
stop,
believe
stop,
that?
shush,
Honey?
shush.
You would never cheat again, would you?
No, of course not. Not me.
We could even get a dog. Finally. I'll take care of it, so you won't have to worry about what happened before.
Mom told me about the dog thing. About
I'm
your family
afraid Mom
blaming
is a
me.
liar too.
Well, she shouldn't have done that.
Or is it true? I can't read the scene.
Jonathan. Jonathan.
I'm glad how people watch them. At least some sense of realism.
I didn't kill the family dog. We never had a dog.
Oh, so he lied. Not really news.
I killed the family sister. I was babysitting her. I was 14. Somehow she sneaked out of the house when I was in the kitchen. I heard the sound of the brakes and then another sound that I will never get out of my head.
Then why did you make up this story about a dog?
It was my fucking fault because Katie the kitten was put under my charge. And she got hit by a car when I was making myself a snack.
I'm not even sure I believe this story. He has a tendency to rub his face when he's about to cry. In the interview, he did that with his ear. And just now he did it with his eye. But maybe that's just part of his acting technique. I can tell.
Turn, please.
Morning.
Can't you guys just empty your pockets?
Turn, please.
Hello, friend.
Just having a busy morning. The baby, she wasn't there, so I told him to just go on, see himself to the bus, and he didn't.
Good question. Why didn't he? Why would he go to the studio? He missed the school bus, right? Why didn't he go back up to his father to tell him?
So you called the police?
Yeah. Call the police and...
Hey? What was that? Why did she just stand there until the prosecution saw her and then she sat down?
See, my wife is dead and you're just playing games. You disgust me.
I warned you. Your world would drown in muck. I said it.
She was everything to me.
I'm sensing that. But you weren't everything to her. There were other men.
He did this!
Your Honor, may I...
He did this!
Are you receiving any psychiatric help?
Objection!
He seems to be a very angry man.
I probably shouldn't ask you this, but what are you actually thinking?
Yeah. You shouldn't ask that.
You're fired as my best friend. This character is a bit pointless so far, right? The blonde lawyer friend? Don't jerk off now, dude.
Another reason I couldn't have done it. I loved her. It didn't diminish my love for my wife. It was just, different.
You have a big heart. Nobody can blame you for that. There's lots of room for a lot of women.
Hello? Grace, it's 4 a.m. I couldn't sleep, so...
So this 80-year-old woman just Skypes her? What? What about the classic phone?
None of us are doing grapes.
Is.
I'm sorry?
None is a contraction of not one. It's singular. The verb is singular.
She used to be a teacher or what?
I just learned that Jonathan had a younger sister and that he feels responsible for her death. The grief and the guilt. Did he ever get professional help?
He did not. He suffered from neither. From guilt, no grief.
He's just a sociopath. So even though he didn't lie, he still uses this to make himself cry, huh? To appear sympathetic?
In essence, his own mother identified him as a sociopath. Yes.
Still doesn't necessarily mean that he killed her, though. Finding the hammer now, maybe? Sadly, at this point, I don't think it was the kid. He probably just found it somewhere.